Hello everyone, this is Sint and welcome again in part 2 of the Force Master tutorial. Last time we saw what our skills do, now it's time for some more advanced stuff. Let's first talk about the secret home techniques. So here's the window with our skills and you'll notice that some of the skills have a small red book on top left corner. That shows us that there's a secret technique that will further improve your skill from what it currently does. Let's take a look at them. The first one is Blazing Palm. It's one of our mostly used skills. It's roughly casted equal amount of times as all other skills casted together, not counting the Awakened and Restrained skills. What does it do? It generates one additional focus upon critical hit. This is important because we don't want to run out of chi, do we? And quick side note, as we are talking about criticals, you do want to have maximum critical rate you can get. Somewhere between 60 and 65% without triggers is perfect. Now back to the skills. The second one is Impact. Impact has 3 paths. The secret technique on 2 of them is learned by getting one achievement, and the third one by another achievement. For PvE purposes, it's now useless to learn that one, since after the revamp of the skills, no one uses Dragon Char as main damage skill. If you, however, do a lot of PvP, you absolutely want this one. You can see what you need in the achievements character skills. The third one is Shadow Grasp. Now that one is really expensive, and since you can now cast multiple blades without learning the technique, it's not that mandatory to have it. If you need to eat the 3 offals to learn it, and they aren't cheap, and the drop rate is really bad. The fourth one is Inferno. You absolutely want that one, because Inferno is one of your highest damage skills, and later you're going to boost it even more. And that technique will literally double its strength, since it will allow you to cast a second Inferno. The 2 paths of the skill are learned in different way. The 5th one is Blazing Beam. At start you won't get much gain from it, but once you get your legendary bracelet from Nario Sanctum, you absolutely need that technique. I'll show you why later. We again have one achievement for 2 of the 3 paths, and another one for the 3rd path. The 3rd one is for PvP. It has low to no use in PvE. You can see that there's a 6th Hong Moon skill on Frost Tornado, but it's not available yet. So now that we saw the secret techniques, it's time to see them in action. I'll now use the magic of video editing and quickly change the accounts. So, abracadabra, simsalabim, hocus pocus, and presto! Yay, it worked! I can do this crap too! So here we are on my main Force Master that has all the techniques learned, and she's ready to never mind what she does as a part-time job. Okay. Back to the topic. Let's see some of the Hong Moon skills in use. So here's how the double Inferno looks like. See? It does a lot of damage, but you also cast it 2 times, so it's double damage. Now, let's check the other techniques I've told you is very important, and that's the one on Blazing Beam. First, we must get dual dragons up, then we use them. And now we cast Blazing Beam. And you'll notice that the reuse of dual dragons is reducing every time we critically hit. Now, why is it that important? Well, I'll tell you that you'll need it when you get the bracelet from Narya Sanctum. Now, what does the bracelet does? Here it is. When you cast Dual Dragons, it gives you a self buff for 10 seconds. That self buff increases the damage your Blazing Beam does. And we all know that we want to make more damage, right? So that allows us to keep the buff up all the time. We hit using Blazing Beam, and that increases our damage. The next thing I should show you is some rotation and how are changing according to soul and mystic badges that we can get. Soul badge and the mystic badge are pieces of equipment that boost the effect of certain skills. Here I've prepared the best available so far soul badges and one of the best mystic badges available by the time of recording this video. So we have the Sky Rift mystic badge, which boosts the first hit on Meteor Shower by 3000% on burning target. Now remember what I've told you about casting skills without burn. Now you see why it's better to get used to that from the beginning. So now that we've boosted the damage of our Meteor Shower, let's see what else we can do about our damage. Here we have two different soul badges. It's still arguable which one of them is better. You can check the comparison video I've made about them. You'll see the link in the description, but that doesn't mean that one of them is better for 100%. It still depends on the personal preferences. So first is the Primal Force badge. It reduces the cooldown of Meteor Shower that we just boosted by 20 seconds on a successful Inferno hit, and we saw that we can cast Inferno 2 times, thanks to that technique. So having that badge, you own the Inferno technique even more now. So here's how the rotation will look like when you have the Primal Force and Sky Rift badges equipped. If you have a soul that gives you a critical rate and critical damage and AP boost buff, you want to cast those skills when the buff is up, to maximize the damage from them. In one of my previous videos, few kind guys told me about a combination that will allow you to do that as a starting combo. But just to know it, that combination depends highly on your game delay, and it's not 100% that it will work every time. The other soul badge that is worth mentioning is the Courage soul badge. It gives you additional 100 fire attribute when you cast Dual Dragons for 15 seconds. Same duration as the Dragon Blaze buff. It gives you 10 seconds of burn on the target. Keep in mind that the skill can be blocked, countered, deflected, and the burn effect won't be applied. So here's how the rotation will look like while using the soul badge. And I'll make 3 or 4 rotations just to make the idea, and of course I'll start with our beloved Inferno Meteor starter that I'm currently using. By using that so much, we now use impact only to allow us to cast Inferno without casting time. Another thing to note is that the burn debuff has 10 seconds duration, but the cooldown of Dragon Blaze is 12 seconds. So what I do in that time is I cast right click, left click, dual dragons to activate the bracelet, and then right click, left click, Dragon Blaze to activate the fire boost buff and land the burn debuff on the target, and when we have full 10 seconds to spin our main right left 2 combo and hit with our main attack skill. I think that pretty much explains all that is for the fire build Force Master. If you have some questions or comments, you can write it below the video. If you don't like how my character looks, write a comment, and if you like it, write a comment. And if you think that video was useful, you can hit the subscribe button below to get notifications for new videos that I'll be releasing in future.